atitiri kaba palo kapol kena lo karano ekata edwok kede jo kodong nakasero. All right, you are here following us live on Unity Television. Ya jolo attack to follow the man in a tin, meaning we are far we are take to Mario, Moha to Mario, Kira, we are Pichel, ya yo make of me the man to kill the program I make over a tail State House, Nakasero, Kampala, one program releasing the Yaro had to be paying messing and when Moha to Mario, Kira, Ario, we are beach. Well, alo very kede report tina me adugi penga kato hotin yo tino tutumia mia ngwen tutumia pira dek kuya rio mia cheli pira bikwe bongwen mia mano tino la hangwen tutumia pira dek kuya rio mia chel kide pira beach kuya bongwen manu results ame manu welo tina mo choye ipeny me UNEB pi senior 4 mo hame okaro ni aman penyo bedi centers tutumia ngweni mia dek keda boro dong di chengmeni na tin program te waratir State House na Kasero Kampala kana minister me education and sports Mama Janet kata Museveni enatie ayara dugi pen manaho di chengmeni na tin di chengmeni na tin. Well apira tekere walk results ame poyuni pen me senior 4 doing ite you me new lower secondary curriculum man bedo pen number yo mere me ko kongero bedo mo hatu mi ariyo kire pira riwa ngwen kuno tie otina me ochoye otino la hatek itutumia pira bichel we bongwen mia bichel kire chel ento welere tiume demalo chawa ni 2025 notino choye bedo la hangwen ni tutumia pira dek yario ni cheli pira beach we are bongwen the centers tutumia ngwen ni mia dek kira boro ano results ametie no dong binu mi yuingeyo yore dok chen na Kasero Kampala State House kana me yara dugi penyman kia woria nyim yunge eka auto dugi chen neno yore kita me performance obedo kede polere walk Lango sub-region. I believe ni Paini Lock Radio ni beda chok kede FM Unity kede Unity Television eketenge yo yore kita me bugi penyman bino word kede man Unity Television.
Parents and the guardians for supporting the learners. And I'm grateful, Mama, for delegating Honorable Dr. J.C. Moyingo, Minister of State for Higher Education, to officiate at the swearing in of the members of the 12th Governing Board for UNEB. The occasion went smoothly last Monday, 9th February 2026. This has ensured that all the functions of the board have not been interrupted. Mama, I also concur with the MC in congratulating you and Mzee for your expertise in speaking different languages in the country, in supporting Mzee during the campaigns, the results of which have left many of people who are doubting how powerful Mzee is, particularly how powerful you are in campaigning. Thank you. Thank you for having supported Mzee. It's now for me, Mama, to invite the Executive Director to present the release statement of the 2025 UCE examinations. Thank you for listening to me.
The First Lady and the Honorable Minister of Education and Sports, the Honorable Ministers of Education, State Ministers for Education, and Mama, you will allow me to ride on the protocol already established by my chairperson. I seek your indulgence, Mama, to allow me to present briefly a summary of the study that my chairperson referred to in his remarks. Thank you, Mama. We have circulated some copies of this study. This is brief, so the researchers that are sitting here should not start asking questions about methodology and literature review and so on. This is a synopsis, a very brief summary of what happened. Mama, as a background, UNEB prepared to conduct the end of cycle assessment for the first cohort under the new lower secondary curriculum, which we now appropriately refer to as the competency-based curriculum. Some stakeholders in education wondered whether the products of the new curriculum were indeed better than those that went through the old curriculum. On the face of it, the new curriculum was meant to produce learners who would exhibit the generic 21st century skills of critical thinking, creativity, communication, collaboration, problem solving, among others, skills which were majorly lacking in the old content-based curriculum. However, 4 years into the implementation of the curriculum, no empirical evidence existed that the learners were indeed acquiring these skills as casual observations appeared to suggest. The Honorable Minister of Education and Sports posed a question, that was you, Mama. What is the difference between the learners who have gone through the new curriculum and those that went under the old curriculum? UNEB conducted a study in an attempt to provide an evidence-based answer to the Honorable Minister's question. The results are a summary of the main study document. This study was conducted alongside the 2025 National Assessment of Progress in Education NAPES survey to assess our Senior 2 learners' achievements. The methodology we used, Mama, was face-to-face interviews, which we held with 44 head teachers, and focus group discussions, which were conducted with teachers and Senior 4 learners in 171 secondary schools across the country. These schools, Mama, were part of those that were selected for the 2025 NAPES survey. The interviews and the discussions with the school heads, teachers, and the learners themselves were deemed to be the most efficient way to gather insights into the benefits of the curriculum to the learners and to their local communities. The schools that were selected, Mama, were both government-aided and privately owned schools, both rural and urban, and boarding and day. So all the categories of schools were included in this study. The key findings, Honorable Minister, results showed that 93% of the head teachers that we were interviewed and the teachers in at least 96% of the schools that were surveyed agreed that the current learners demonstrate stronger problem-solving skills. That is, they can reason and analyze, they can do research on their own. They have also communication skills. In other words, they can communicate more fluently and have self-esteem. And creativity and innovation ability, that is, they are more practical, they think and reason better compared to those educated under the old curriculum. Under the sub-theme of problem solving, one of the head teachers remarked, teachers under the new lower secondary curriculum are able to identify problems and propose solutions. Unlike those who studied under the old curriculum, they demonstrate stronger critical thinking skills. One of the learners in the study had this to say, we had wastes deposited everywhere around our school. We asked ourselves what we could do to solve that problem in our environment. We have now resolved to recycle the plastic wastes. Under communication sub-theme, one of the head teachers commented, learners under the current curriculum are able to explain concepts with confidence. They also demonstrate stronger creative writing skills compared to those who studied under the old curriculum. In one of the schools surveyed, a teacher remarked thus, current learners are able to express and defend themselves more effectively. They are confident and can communicate fluently with their teachers as well as at other fora. Yet another teacher said, presentation that the candidates, the learners do, build self-confidence, self-esteem, and confidence in the learners. This view was also supported by a student who said, you are motivated to acquire more knowledge. In class, we have to present in front of our classmates. You become strong, courageous, and able to communicate better. There were friends who were introverts when they joined Senior 1, but by Senior 3, there was a great change. Under creativity and innovation, one of the head teachers said, these learners are more creative. They can do things that are unique, which was not done by the learners in the old curriculum. Another head teacher said, in the old curriculum, teachers were spoon-feeding the learners. This killed their creativity. In one school, a teacher said, now, when you go to class, you have to be prepared. You can be challenged by the learners who had already researched on the topic. Another teacher said, with this curriculum, you must be in class. In the past, you could just send notes to the class prefect for the learners to copy. Mama, on the projects, the usefulness of the projects for the learners. Generally, the head teachers, 98% of them, and teachers in 91% of the schools surveyed, agreed that the projects that the learners undertake at school are useful to the learners and to the local community. Learners also concurred with this observation. Learners' projects can be categorized into farming. In other words, they're doing mushroom or vegetable growing, they're establishing a nursery beds, making organic manure, beekeeping, and also making pesticide repellents. Under sanitation, they are making liquid soap and dustbins. Under construction, we have our learners who are making pavers. They are also designing pulley systems to scoop soil while digging pit latrines or fetching water from a well. They are also making doormats from sisal and thread. As far as environmental conservation is concerned, they are making charcoal briquettes or stoves. They are recording songs on environmental conservation practices, and they are also planting trees. And they also have home economics related initiatives, like they are making avocado oil or shoe polish, and they are also baking bread and cakes. One head teacher explained the benefits thus. Some learners have developed practical marketing skills. For instance, a learner composed a song to promote a hotel in the community. The song attracted more customers, and the hotel owner subsequently offered to pay the learner's tuition after he has finished Senior 4. Another head teacher remarked, some learners have established their own gardens in which they cultivate onions, eggplants, tomatoes, and cabbages. They sell the produce and earn money to pay school fees and acquire scholastic materials. This view, Mama, is supported by a learner who said, even if I drop out of school, I will not be stranded. I have learned how to make my own money. Another learner remarked, project development makes you critically see how to apply knowledge, e.g. to income generation. You write a report on what you want to do and you share. On the relevance of the learners' projects to the local community, we have the management of environmental degradation. One of the head teachers said, most of our learners' projects utilize waste materials from the community as raw inputs. For instance, all plastic bottles, used glass, and glass bottles are recycled to create dustbins, building materials, and decorative art pieces. A teacher in one of the schools surveyed explained, some learners in our school initiated a nursery bed project, and with guidance and support from the local leadership, they've been able to plant over 200 trees in the community. As a source of income and job creation, a teacher in one of the schools said, the community members have benefited from some of the projects in the form of sale of products such as liquid or bar soap, shoe polish, and agricultural produce at subsidized costs. This has enabled some business persons in the community to obtain sufficient supplies for their businesses. This they obtained from the school, the projects of the learners. In terms of transfer of skills to the local community, one of the head teachers stated, some parents in our community have organized weekend training sessions facilitated by some of our learners to learn how to make good quality liquid soap. And on increased agricultural production, teachers observed that some learners who offer agriculture have been helpful to the community members in identifying suitable crops for their soil, as well as appropriate fertilizers, pesticides, and appropriate stages of their application. As if to summarize, Mama, one teacher said, this is a very good curriculum if they don't kill it. And a student asked, is this curriculum in primary schools also? They cited some challenges faced. The head teachers talked about the projects being useful but being expensive to implement, and they take a lot of time. Teachers feel that class sizes are large and they find it hard to attend to individual learners more effectively. They also contend that CA, or continuous assessment, works well only if you have small class sizes. Learners seem to have the same feeling about class sizes. One of them said, for example, we are 75 in our stream. Teachers cannot attend to each of the students who learn at different speeds. Learners also feel that they don't have enough time to do their own research work. One said lessons should end early to enable us to do our research. The learners complained about another problem, that is lack of internet facilities. They feel that their libraries need to be updated to have internet access to search engines. One said, in boarding schools, they don't allow smartphones. Students have to depend on the library. Day scholars have a chance to use the phones when they're at home. Mama teachers also feel that the resource materials, including books, are still not adequate. And as the chair of the board has said, the teachers are worried about the integrity of CA scores from our school-based assessments. The general feeling among some of them is that the 20%, the portion from CA in some schools, is not genuine. One of them said some schools have no computers, but they also give CA scores on computer studies. Mama, this study covered only 170 schools, although they were very scientifically selected, and we think the findings can be generalized. Since this sample was representative, there may be need to do a bigger study with more stakeholders involved. Mama, this is the end of the brief report on the summary. The full report is available, but we believe for this function, this is enough to give the people of this country some information about the beauty of the competence-based curriculum. And as the teacher said, it is the responsibility of everybody to ensure that it is not killed, because every stakeholder has a role to play in the success of this CBC. Mama, permit me now to turn to the statement of release of results of the 2025 Uganda Certificate of Education Examination. Honorable Minister of Education and Sports, the Uganda National Examinations Board presents to you the results of the 2025 Uganda Certificate of Education Examination. The examination was successfully conducted under the theme Embracing Security and Holistic Assessment of Learners in a Dynamic Environment. Mama, these are the results of the second cohort of candidates under the competency-based curriculum. Registration for the 2025 exams. The total candidature, Mama, was 432,163 candidates who sat from 3,975 examination centers who registered for the examination. This compares to 359,417 candidates in 2024, giving a very big increase of 72,742 or 20.2%. Mama, I want to say this is the largest increase in candidature we have ever recorded in the UCE examination. And it is a testimony that those that are coming through, the increases of candidates coming through from primary are also staying on up to this level, and we are having fewer learners dropping out. Out of these, 204,292 or 47.3% were males, while 227,817 or 52.7% were females. Again, Mama, we have been reporting at the lower level at primary a higher percentage of females sitting, and here again we are seeing that those female candidates have also stayed in school and they are coming through at the UCE level as well. 154,642 or 35.8% were beneficiaries of the Universal Secondary Education Program, and 277,521 or 64.2% were non-USE. A total of 429,949 or 99.5% of the candidates were present in the examination, compared to 357,120 in 2024. So we note that only 2,214 or 0.5% were absent. Just like in 2024, when the rate of absenteeism was 0.6, it continues to drop. And this means we are having less wastage. I also report on the registration of special groups. One, the special needs candidates. Mama, this 2025, a total of 708 SNE candidates comprising 342 males and 366 females registered, compared to 743 in 2024. This consisted of candidates who are blind, those with low vision, those that have hearing difficulties or the deaf, the dyslexics, and the physically handicapped. We also have those that we categorize as others. These have other forms of disability that they don't require any special provision apart from extra time. Mama, these others include the sickle cell anemia learners, the epileptic learners, and those that have what we call circumstantial disabilities. They may be victims of accidents or some negative development in their health that comes just before the examination. Mama, almost all the special needs candidates sat, except just 4. As usual, the board made the necessary arrangements for these candidates to sit the examinations. This included modification of questions, braille, having support personnel, language interpreters, and question papers that are enlarged for the low vision candidates. And of course, they were all allowed 45 minutes extra in each paper. Mama, the other group of special candidates are the prison inmates. We registered 52 candidates from the Uganda upper prisons in Luzira, consisting of 36 males and 4 females, and 12 from the Mbarara main prison, all were males. Somebody posed a question whether these are the only prisons where they offer this kind of facility, and what the board can do to encourage or to have prisoners in the other prisons as well. And our answer is that as soon as the prison service approaches us to establish an examination center in any of the prisons, the board is more than happy to do so, to assist the prisons service in their efforts to rehabilitate the inmates. Mama, we compare the general candidates' performance for 2025 and 2024 examinations. The format of reporting performance under the competency-based curriculum is by achievement levels indicated by letters A, B, C, D, and E. And the table that I have shown below shows the achievement levels and what they mean, the generic descriptors. The achievement levels for each subject are arrived at through a systematic and technical process which consists of statistical and psychometric methods that combine the learner's score based on continuous assessment done at the school and the end of cycle examination score in the proportion of 20% the continuous assessment and 80% the end of cycle by UNEB. So in the table number 1, we have the achievement levels and their descriptors. A is referred to as exceptional and the descriptors are provided. B is outstanding achievement. C is described as satisfactory. D is basic. And E is elementary. That is somebody who is demonstrating below the basic level acceptable for the UCE certification. We now also give the performance of candidates who sat in 2024, and we also compare this to 2025, and we compare this to 2024 in terms of the grades that have been shown. Our grades are given as result 1, result 2, and result 3. We will explain this in a while. We note, Mama, that in 2025, 428,628 candidates representing 99.69% obtained result 1, meaning they qualified for the award of the Uganda Certificate of Education certificate. This is a very, very high level of achievement compared to 98.1% in the previous year, showing an improvement in performance. Result 2, we have 1,191, and result 3, which is those who did not get even a single score at D, they are a negligible 130. As we can see from the table, achievement levels in the 2025 examination have improved compared to that of 2024. The overall results show that 99.69% of the candidates who sat qualified for the UCE certificate. This will be indicated on their transcript and certificate as result 1. The percentage of candidates that do not qualify for the UCE has also dropped very significantly from 1.9% to only 0.31%. These will respectively be shown on their transcripts as result 2 or result 3. Mama, result 1 means a person who has qualified for the award of the UCE. They may be those who have got outstanding or exceptional performance, or they may be those who have got satisfactory, or they may be those that have got basics. All these have qualified and they are given as result 1. It does not mean, Mama, first grade in the old sense. So we do not expect the kind of celebration that we had in the country last year when we had not quite understood what result 1 meant. Result 2, Mama, indicates that a candidate did not fulfill all the conditions for the award of the certificate. For example, a candidate may not have had a project score submitted, or a candidate may have sat fewer subjects than is the minimum that is required, or a candidate may not have had a continuous assessment score submitted for him or for her. Result 3 is for a candidate who has scored below the basic. In other words, this candidate has E in all the subjects that he or she has taken. Give another table, Mama, to compare the candidates' achievement levels of 2025 and 2024 in the compulsory subjects. There are 10 subjects which are either compulsory or they are taken by the majority of the candidates. We have given this in terms of A, B, C, and D in the different subjects: English language, Christian religious education, down to art and design. Also the number of candidates that offered each of those subjects and the percentage of those that are exceptional than those that are outstanding, satisfactory, basic, and then below basic. And we have compared these to 2024. Higher exceptional levels of achievements are noted in Christian religious education, geography, and English compared to 2024. More candidates have achieved at higher levels of C and above in 2025 compared to 2024. Mama, this is quite also encouraging when we look at the sciences, where the percentages of candidates who have not achieved at least a D level has dropped very significantly. Mama, if we look at the column of E in 2025 against the core science subjects, physics, for example, in 2024, 12.8% of the candidates did not score even the basic level. That has dropped very significantly from 12.8 to just 0.7. In chemistry, we also had 6.1% in 2024 failing to achieve the minimum D level required, but that has also dropped to 0.6 this year, 2025. And similarly, we had 2.3% failing to get the D level pass. Now that has dropped to 0.6. So we note very encouraging performance in science subjects. In the science practical assessments, candidates were expected to use a given scenario and the materials that are provided to develop the aims and hypotheses. They should plan and carry out investigations and draw conclusions. Our examiners or scorers who marked these papers reported that although significant improvements have been made, as we have seen in the table, the problem as observed in the 2024 examination remains. That is a failure of the candidates to interpret the scenarios that they are given or to connect these scenarios to the materials that have been given to them in real life situation, or to interpret the results of the experiments that they have carried out and create meaning that connects to everyday situations. The challenge that cuts across all areas, Mama, is the difficulty candidates showed in linking scenarios to creative thinking and problem solving in real life situations. These competencies are the core of the competency-based curriculum. The implication that is apparent is that the teachers need to do much more to guide the learners towards this focus. Mama, this curriculum is not merely about learning of facts, but emphasizes training of the mind for the candidates or the learners to think. A report on achievement levels of male and female candidates and the table which we have given below now shows the disaggregation by gender in the same subjects that we have looked at, A, B, C, D, and E, and we have males and females, and we can see the percentages of candidates attaining those levels of competency, and you can compare between the two. The female candidates, according to this table, demonstrated higher achievement levels in English language and Christian religious education. In the other subjects, the proportions of females in the exceptional and outstanding levels are slightly lower than that of the males. We now look at the same information, this time taken just subject by subject. Mama, we have some graphs that we are presenting there that shows for each subject the males and females. We see that all the graphs, when you look at all the graphs of English and the other subjects, we can conclude, Mama, that the comparison between our two genders, that is males and females, are very, very close. English language, we have reported that the females performed better, and you can see the graphs, there is some gap between the two curves. Similarly, in Christian religious education, there is also some gap, particularly at the A and the B levels. But the other subjects, they are really very, very comparable. What we can also see from these graphs, Mama, is that in almost all the subjects, we are seeing normal distribution of performance, with the model or the majority, the largest number of our candidates scoring at C levels. This can be seen in all the figures that we have given up to figure 10. We also report on the achievements of special candidate groups. For the inmates at Luzira, of the 40 candidates who registered, 39 sat, while one did not sit. All the candidates qualified for the UCE certificate. At Mbarara Main Prison's Inmate Secondary School, the 12 candidates who registered were all present for the examination, and Mama, all of them also qualified for the UCE certificate. The special needs we have disaggregated by gender and also the type of disability, and we have shown them in the table number 5. And that table shows that 695 or 98.2% of the special needs candidates qualified for the UCE certificate, while only 9, that is 1.8%, did not qualify. And that is also an extremely high and is comparable, Mama, to the general performance of the other candidates as well. Mama, we did obtain feedback from our candidates immediately after they sat the papers as they got out. We chose to find out from them what they felt about the examination papers they had just done. And so we took a random sample of 36,546 candidates from schools in 118 districts. 49.7 of these were female and the other female, and we used this to obtain a feedback on the key quality aspects of the examination. We administered a short questionnaire immediately after getting out of the examination room, as I've said, and we did this on different dates over a period of 2 weeks. From their responses, 96.3% of the candidates indicated that the items in the examination papers were within the syllabus. They also reported that 74.7% of them found the time allocated for the examination to be adequate. In other words, they were able to finish the examination, while the other 25.3% found the time a bit short. And 88.2% said the items were very clearly presented to them. In terms of level of difficulty of the examination, 4.7% said they found the examination very easy, while 66.4% found the examination to be fair, while the other 28.8% felt that the exam was difficult. Mama, these findings agree with the general performance of the candidates, which indicates that the largest number of our candidates achieved at the competency level of C, and it's almost about the same percentage as the ones that said they found the examination fair. A short comment on examination malpractice, Mama. The cases of examination malpractice at this level are few, with only 63 cases that have been reported. I think because the nature of the items in the question papers do not lend themselves easily to malpractice. However, the cases that have reported have been mostly in mathematics and in the practical papers of physics and chemistry and biology. In these cases, the evidence available is that the candidates were given experimental results by the teachers to merely copy in the tables that they have drawn. This is a hangover, Mama, from the kind of thing we used to see when we were under the old curriculum, where teachers took it upon themselves to carry out the investigations and give the candidates the results that they have worked out for the candidates to copy. When you see under the CBA setting, the competency-based assessment setting, candidates are to use the scenario given in the examination paper to design and carry out an investigation using the apparatus given. Where the candidates have been helped, the design done by the candidates do not relate to the results that they have recorded in their tables of results. Ma'am, allow me to express our gratitude to you. Just like in PLE, when you released the results, we knew that during the UCE examination period also, you were on the campaign trail with His Excellency the President. Again, it is our belief that although you were on the campaign trail, you found time to pray for the success of this exercise. And God, whom you so faithfully serve, Mama, answered those prayers, and the examination went very smoothly to the end. Thank you very much, Mama, and that's why we are here today. I want to thank my chair, Professor Celestino Bois, and his members of the board for the prompt decisions that they make on matters referred to them by management and the guidance that they give. I applaud and praise my technical team at UNEB for the meticulous work leading to assessment of the second cohort of the competency-based curriculum candidates. Ma'am, I'm waiting for an applause from... They have continued, these members, they have continued to give it everything. They've given their time, their intellect, their innovations, and their energy to ensure the success of this curriculum. I thank the security agencies which assisted the board during the monitoring of the field conduct of the examination, the area supervisors, heads of examination centers, scouts, and invigilators that did a great job during the conduct of the examination as required by the stipulated board regulations. I'm grateful to the scorers who handled the candidates' scripts and completed this work on time to enable other processes to take place, culminating in the release of these results. I also thank the heads of the schools that allowed UNEB to use their premises as marking centers. Finally, Mama, allow me to congratulate all the candidates who have qualified for the UCE certificate, the teachers who guided their learning, and their parents and guardians who provided for and supported them. Those that have not made it and would wish to try again, the board has made it possible for them to do so, as indicated by the chair of the board. I want to say, Mama, that failure is just another opportunity to try again, but this time in a smarter way, as Albert Einstein at one point said. The collection of these results, Mama, we will upload the results on the examination center portals, and each school can therefore upload, or rather download, the results as soon as you officially release them. We do not have any hard copies, but at some point, examination centers that may be interested in obtaining the hard copies will be notified by the board as soon as these hard copies are available for collection from UNEB offices in Chambogo. Parents and candidates and other interested parties wishing to access these results may, as we've done in many years now, use the short messaging service or the SMS on MTN and Airtel mobile networks. These are the only two mobile networks we are using currently. Results of the candidates will be posted on the mobile sets instantly if the correct procedure is followed as per the instructions that we give. But I may caution that, Mama, as soon as you release these results, the traffic might be very heavy and there could be some delay, slight delay in getting the results. But when the correct information is entered, the candidates will get results. Those who may not be having their results for one reason or another, you will get a message for you to contact your school. When you see that message, it means there's a little bit of a problem which the head teacher has been informed about. So our instructions are as usual. You go to the messages, you type UCE, and you leave space, and you give the full index number of the candidates. When I talk about full index number, I mean the center number, that is U0 something something stroke the candidate's number, which may be 001 or whatever other number. Some of the people who have problems do not enter the center number. They only enter the candidate's number of 001. If you do that, you will not get any results. When you've done all this, then you send to 6600 on the MTN and Airtel networks that I have said. Submission of results queries. Mama, I want to urge heads of examination centers to study the results, the result lists that they are going to download, and submit any queries either on the name spelling, the date of birth, or any abnormality that they may identify, to send this to UNEB Secretariat via their portals within 21 working days from the date of release, so that the board can look at these queries and rectify where possible. Any query that is submitted after this period may not be attended to in good time. Mama, I want to conclude. We continue to pray to the Almighty God to bless His Excellency the President as he prepares to begin the new term of office that the people of Uganda have given him through their overwhelming vote. Mama, we also pray, may God bless you as you support the president and as you guide the Ministry of Education and Sports. I also pray for my institution, UNEB. May God guide us to work in accordance with His will in the service of His people. May God bless our parliament and may God bless our motherland, Uganda. Mama, thank you very much for your kind attention. I submit.
I think you all agree with me that UNEB, under the excellent stewardship of Mama, have done a tremendous job. Asante sana. Merci beaucoup. At this moment in time, I would like to request the UNEB chair person and the ED to hand over the results to the First Lady and the Minister of Education and Sports. We shall also have one photo opportunity during that occasion. We are very mean with our hand clap. I definitely knew that Dr. Musene is around, and when it comes to the Kalulu and the Basoga, exactly. Thank you very much. Apoyo Matek. Mama, with your permission, may I take this opportunity to invite Honorable Dr. J.C. Muyingo to give a few remarks and thereafter invite you to address the country and officially release the UCE 2025 examination results.
Thank you very much, MC. Mama, the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, my colleagues, the Honorable Minister of State for Education and Sports, allow me also to ride on that agenda protocol which was presented to us, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. Mama, here we gather here today for yet another occasion of national importance, and that is the release of the 2025 Uganda Certificate of Education examination results. Across the entire country, thousands of candidates and their families are eagerly waiting for this moment. Mama, I want to thank you for accepting to grace this function with your personal presence. Mama, I want to thank you. Mama, we thank you for accompanying Muzei, supporting Muzei during that very difficult time, and congratulations. Mama, as one of the supervisors of this docket, I had many opportunities to
try to understand and monitor what's going on in UNEB. Mama, I want to say UNEB is doing a wonderful job. I'm told that that kind of clapping was for the old days of Amin. Mama, I extend my sincere appreciation to the Uganda National Examination Board for the professional manner in which they have conducted and managed this year's examination process. I commend the Executive Secretary, the technical teams, supervisors, examiners, security personnel, and all partners who ensured integrity, credibility, and the timely processing of these examinations. I equally extend appreciation to all those who assisted, like the parents and the administrators. The UCE examination marks a significant transition in the academic journey of our learners. It opens pathways to advanced secondary education, technical and vocational training, and other skill development opportunities aligned with our national development goals. As a government, we remain very committed to strengthening quality assurances, curriculum implementation, and equitable access to education at all levels. Mama, as we continue implementing the lower secondary school curriculum, which is popularly known as competence-based curriculum, I would like to remind my teachers that this curriculum is intensive and requires your full physical presence and the creativity for it to be effectively delivered. Schools should also provide learners with adequate time to rest and to work on their projects. Yes, it came out in the report. Mama, with your permission, of course, it's now my honor to invite you to address the nation and release the UCE examination results for 2025 to the entire country. Thank you very much, Mama.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and please sit down.
All right, apoy dung chen poyuni uti nakasero State House Kampala kana me Ministry of Education. I mean, do me UNEP chia me your results me 2025 man results me senior 4 penya mobedo mwakaro. I'm a studio. I think my colleague
Rita.
Madam Rita. Thank you, Rita.
Yeah.
Rita,
Yes.
I believe ni niyang kita me Germany award kede so far candidates are almost lahang when ni tutmia pira de kwari yo mi chelli piero beach
Ya beru kere kare me sitting yung choyu peng man me UNEB senior 4 mo hatumi ariyo piero we beach.
Yes. But then kind of results me 2024 results me 2024 no candidates will be made malo and to performance made dang yamo timo penya bad aloha hatiye
And according to chairperson me UNEB Mobedo Professor Celestino Ubwa, there is a lot of improvement man irwame well tino about job in UNEB man 2025 ni mo hatunya referee we bit kai ko kere mo hatunya piario ya when quality na community TV no to kere atira just amedia papo chwalo nina tini ame kajirani ko community TV palemo ni jama bashi tia waranyu one very winyu Professor Celestino Ubwa obiwa bera CBC ikaramente ameyo speech ere nyungulokere man State House nakasero kana yuba man tia wariane na team ikara ame one football taking a break nyungumedu gobodu wakan onu mama do tia berba chahulo
who is mama
Beru Minister of Education and Sports
yes.
Man Melobo Uganda
Minota Duong Lobo His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
Can you imagine?
Well Celestino Buo bedu chairperson UNEB chairperson board me UNEB and omio jama pola me beston kita me penya me otino bedu team in the new curriculum mando poino bedu sittings me na mareo mere me ako kongo bedu 2024 eka me a chiller bedu 2024 2025 bedu sitting me mareo mere of which according to Celestino Bua komni yakina oedi aromo 8 teachers
Aramo mia bong when
yes,
about mia
the percentage centers me pen to me when me de krabor report gi megino bedo finding from the investigation of the team through the 8 teachers when percent pira bong when we de o ye ni improvement ye in the new curriculum
medical mano endao beru kobo kitame wedi tia poyo kwan me CBC ame one oberu winyo entia kobo ame oberu competency based curriculum
yes
it involves by the way 20% of CBC tia being generated from the schools ame otino man beru kwane from senior 1 to senior 4 it involve practical skills kede other skills amount ya ponyogi ye kunu eno beru kere kala nang meme was some highlights jama popata amount eno mano beru timo practically ini beru win especially copper liquid soap ameno beru kobo bere ni otino man ended up creating employment opportunities in communities and again oyagi ne ye whereby it can otino mano beru dok pashu tayobo short courses short learning courses but utedero kana again yaye engaging job and skills valuable fertilizers one in Uganda depending on agriculture and how to win one level me or level now tia konyo annual pachukute yobo fertilizers improving on agriculture me one
fertilizers
nursery beds
pavers
for germino and no
yes so now man and me wa yeng karalani this new curriculum kiabera gam peho ametie in the society
ineno na anatendo ni curriculum manyena konyo kitwali reducing rates of unemployment kayamu tikwan doni school out where ugini maybe roaming around moving around looking for employment opportunities but this time utiana are practically grounded into the job seeking world like to these problem solvers not opportunity seekers
well I believe we shall get back to Nakasero, Kampala, meweka win Copa Minister me ponyere kiretuhu Mama Janet Kata Museveni, eka chenere kao uduogo tomi ungi yore kiriore, jama metia katoman Unity Television, edichengweni latin, ye kantie Rita Kiran Mike Ogwal.
Practical skills, unquote. Dr. Agoro further states that teachers, parents, and students alike have now realized that going to school and getting out of it without tangible practical skills, which one can use readily to improve one's livelihood, is a luxury we cannot afford and a waste of time. To be part of Uganda's generation that is striving and driving a revolution in our homeland's education system today. I am forever grateful and continue to pray for NCDC, which still leads this revolution in our education system. As you may be aware, we as a government through the NCDC have also embarked on reviewing the primary school as well as the A-level curricula to have them fully aligned with the competence-based O-level curriculum. I have no doubt in my mind, therefore, that as more of our children go through this competence-based education system, they will become wholesomely liberated, and so shall Uganda, because we are witnessing a new era in our homeland. As Mark Davies points out in this book on page 107, in order to liberate a nation, individuals must first be liberated themselves, unquote. Certainly, the 2025 UCE results, as reported by UNEB, paint a very encouraging picture. The percentages of learners reaching defined levels of competencies has improved from those of 2024 cohort of candidates. This improvement in performance is by and large attributed to the fact that teachers have adapted their teaching approaches to what competence-based instruction expects. The teacher is a facilitator of learning and not the source of learning. I trust that as we move further along, about as you listened to both the chairperson and Mr. Udong, needs more emphasis is a continuous assessment. How it is conducted and the timely submission of the continuous assessment score. I am glad to hear UNEB working together with NCDC and the Directorate of Education Standards that are going to intensify monitoring of implementation of continuous assessment in schools. I remember that when the 2024 UCE results were released, there was a mixed understanding of the meaning of result 1, result 2, and result 3 tried to explain to us, as shown on the academic transcript and certificate. Result 1, now we know, means that the candidate 2 indicates that the candidate did not fulfill all the conditions of award of a UCE certificate. Such conditions include absence of project scores, sitting for fewer subjects, there being no continuous assessment scores. And lastly, result 3 implies that the candidate will not receive a UCE certificate because he or she achieved a competence level that is below the basic level of competence in applying the acquired knowledge and skills in real life situations in all the subjects. So, the reason we are saying that the 2025 UCE performance was better than that of 2024 is from the fact that more candidates who sat in 2025 achieved a level of competence that was either exceptional or outstanding scores shall be carried over. Once again, I cannot thank the parents and guardians enough because we know that you put in a lot of effort to get your children to this level of education attainment. I want to encourage you further that you do not only look at your child taking the academic path. We have a fully established TVET pathway that any learner can pursue until the highest level of qualification attainment. Finally, the selection exercise for Senior 5 shall run from the 18th to 19th of Feb 2026, and the first term for Senior 5 starts on Thursday, 5th March 2026. It is now my singular honor and pleasure to release the 2025 Uganda Certificate of Education Examination Results for public use. Congratulations, the Ministry of Education, to UNEB and to Uganda. Thank you all and God bless you.
You can take your seats. The Holy Bible teaches us to give thanks with a joyful heart. Let us give thanks to Mama with a joyful heart, if you have one. Tumupigie makofi na nguvu yote. Two announcements. Number one, this function has been and is still streaming live on all the social media platforms of UNEB, Ministry of Education and Sports, and the Media Center. Number two, we are going to have a very short press conference in the room where we had our breakfast for about 15 minutes. Reason being, it's the same venue we are going to use for lunch. And you know very well, when you come to Mama's house, you shouldn't go back with an empty stomach. That said, ladies and gentlemen, may I request all of us to rise up and sing the national anthem in reverse order. Thank you very much. My name is David Gusongoye, and by the grace of God, I've been your MC for today, assisted by Mrs. Nagudi Esther, the sign language interpreter. Thank you very much. We are free to depart, but I will request...
Radio Lwak Nyabedo Mike Ogwal Kide Rita Alobo.
Tino bedo ni ndo paradek nina pira tak tutwal lobo Uganda medukwe tumalo me Uganda aloro. You're watching Unity TV in Chawaman. Tin kita wano kobo kerotia releasing results me UNEB man peng me chini angwen pimwaha 2025. So wanoti yekan kere awata amoko bunye ame winyu no kuno tete mo analysis awo kere ngwa mo beru ko bere mani state house nakasero
Kampala. Well, Rita, I believe ni penyi alo bere kere UNEB tikero tina menu tikere goro me angwal kero tina menu tie me pe kere goro entro results ni ene 2025 chora te ko buningo kere performance go beru ningo
chalo pola kare UNEB pe weho hojati kere gora popat. Wanoti in a democratic country, mejo me freedom to exercise your rights. You can and rights mere exercising in your rights me kwan ame apoyo ena duong logo melo wakan amo beru kere kare metelo wabe meneno ni na jo me tikere gora exercising rights gara mara kiri jo me pe gora. Now mwa hatutumia pia ya beach jo menyungu telo ni special needs candidates toto gi ubero mia boro kunwo
mia bira boro
yes,
708.
That is 708 sorry. Ya kinagi iko 780 yen jo mia deki pia ngwena rio ubero jo ubero cho tina wobe
yes.
Tuero bero dangi po bero tina wobe nyo jo can already above 18. These were the males who were able to sit for UCE UNEB exams 2025. Eka ikom 780 jo mia dek nyungu mon amount nyungu lemon bomoni females. Mon mia deki piera bishel obero kere gum ginang me sitting for UNEB exams man 2025. Kaipor kere 2024 nyuma hatutumia pia ya ngwen.
The pioneers.
Yes.
Achaki jomeno chaho kede pen menu curriculum.
Eto ame unuo tikere goro. Genu ti mia beri pia ngwena dek. That means there's an increase in number more tikere goro more registering for UNEB exams. This is a good improvement. Man Benanena Bani, Romekwan, Yungukwan, Jotter, seriously. Uganda, Aloro, Yunguna Hapashukanen, Tohoro Chunjo, Kene, Hame, Joada Tigor Kanu, Kaunu, Yam Chuni Winuni, and Goranani, Mia Pati Mogenoro, Manoveru Chaden, Apiretek, Kametin, results say UNEB, tia indicating Yinang, Yeritute, Hinani sitting for your exams. You never know. Kwan Piretek. Tuero karigoro tie eto miu beru kodok holo. At least nuiti chama beru.
Well, mono jome tikere goro and remember ni pen me 2025 UCE results no tina mo penyere berutino la hangweni tutumia pira de kuyario imiechel kere pira beach uya bongwen. The centers tutumia ngwen ni mia de kedaboro. Results ni Poyoni in the new curriculum no tie kita mo tima assessing kede. Pedong tie kita me okowani division 1, division 2, division 3, 4. So mandongo grading lo bere kede kita meno atina chela ti competence based.
Quite alphabet.
So I believe in about few minutes from now, we shall be joined by an expert. Mobedo ngatame new kop me pen, dero megweto pen, dero me choyo pen in Menta Senior Secondary School. Man Lucky Thomas, Mr. Lucky Thomas, been joining Wakan shortly in the studio. Well, Toniango exactly kirango amenu otima wording kede. How come subject ma me chora A, subject me English B. Now not even assessing all.
Kere tigi na me UNEP teach kere amote long framework. Framework ameginde teach kere meti ma wording marks. Wano oniang ni 20% is highly generated from school, but from senior 1 to senior 4, and these results are submitted in by the school amenu atikwano hukwane ye. And 80% is generated from exams ame UNEP setting up. And well, women in a team to break it down for us, 20% in generating in school ningo, and what is it based on nyongo determining. Then also the 80%. When nanoni oberukirikara menianga bear aduogime results to donyoni. Amakari nung you can tell okay, go now donyi school. Onupati
your facility
having a bear nyongo one over win the charm chairperson UNEP Professor Celestino Bua Oberokoboni schools who can very challenges may accessing internet, that is for research. Polera work ikaberameti in rural areas man kabera put down bear in your pottery do should be accessing gadgets meti more research due to difference ipacha majority yaye amemanu do show them affecting the results and
all right. Remember ni atina nyira welgi potia chung maloko alo berekede enrollment ametia bedo each and every year alo berekede UNEP i paying me PLU karoni atina nyira dan welgi timalo again the results me 2025 me senior phone UNEP otina nyira dang welgi poti malo. Kaineno lubere kide chora otina wobe ame otiu penyi obero otina wobe lahario itutumia ngwen imiario ipira bongwen wiario.
Ame le patienti nuti pira ngwen abire tonera dek.
Now eka anyira tie tino anyira lahario itutumia rio imia biro.
That is 22,000.
22,000? No, 227,871.
71. Amele patienti manunuo patient pira bisharia tonera biro.
Yes.
Amenyuruni anyira purulanya woboko.
In terms of enrollment. Manabed enrollment. Welgi putie malo. Remember we need to understand even much as otina nyira tie malo welgiti male chukul. And in terms of performance, it is one big thing. I believe ni konen bachukulo tina nyira the single
sex
schools. Ilang kan pe poldo chawani. I think we still have St. Catherine Girls SS.
St. Mary's Abohe.
St. Mary's Abohe. Take the Bishop Tarantino College. Ametengera. Kede St. Mary's Magdalene. Even this school in Kwanea.
Equera
Girls. Equera Girls. Obedo chukula chela medam putudong amobedo mea nyira. So I think apira tekere wo miro wano niang kirango amotina nyira tiati mukede as of now. And I believe much as no enrollment giti malo no miro performance gibet improved. Paul Karaner bero kubo the girl child education ichawane miro chakne no focus tero to boy child education. Now anyira do chawane ti empowered women's emancipation okonyugi, and also I believe otina wobe mirwa chokchi malo
ngaturu beru ko bikare moro ni jo beru do ni projects under women emancipation wijote will kero awogo ko thinking ni jogo go anyira ne anyira beru tongweno but in the process awobe tia gaho according to results some oberu do nyu mwakario karangech ame 2025 kere 2024 oberu chima leri there's something lacking bora wobe but you putting in the same energy menano ni utina wobe oberi school kira moti ututekeren menano ni anyira nyongatina nyaho beru kere school and what do we have to learn from that mirodoktian there's high levels of utina wobe about dropping ko out jana kadi what is streets wa melera kan kana me unity tv tivere inungoni kakare me kwano ramo bana hichani and your reporting on school inuni polutino potia lilava ichuka duongi kano jotia chata bolo jotia chatu wesho itipe nyuwini no nena nyaltika kwene and kono nwatwero koni ya yom yotina nyiro da nuno kametia hawking nyonga metia bobea kere chiemi di streets ikare me kakwano ramo barichani do hodog bora wobe so wano nywale ho kan what can we do meneno ni utina wobe da catching up kero tina nyira me ensuring we are not only concentrating on the girl child but we are also giving a boy child to exercise their rights po weko tina wobe chawa megin ngolo twero ge komgi parents we are out there to guide meneno ni atenti alobu you are bear Mike tikopora jokoboni hatena wobi no endo wietiu akari feitute yatutwala eniongo matima which is very wrong omio most of them are really being left out ameti abinu alongside programs girepokwa niga menti ketu guriga dong tutwala neno ni atena nyaho beri school but we believe ni with time abera otena wobe kaiti na unity tv Wana chalo Unity TV no to kobone, please concentrate in school, more catching up, kerutina nyira. Otherwise, congratulations to the girl child.
Thank you. Well, according to Mano, I believe ni Ilango sub-region in terms of performance, chukulo tina nyira achele ya mobile St. Mary's College aboge. Putu chungi nyim yakina chukula meta performing aber. Allow Uganda.
And for years it has been the same.
Yes. Now I believe congratulations St. Mary's College Aboke, meme yo Kodiman Ward Kakare.
So that is it. St. Mary's College Abohe has been an epitome of success. Schools are more nyira. And I want to believe that if we share ideas with these schools, St. Mary's Abohe, through those seminars, and other seminars, Mike, Pen Jock, they would borrow ideas here or there. Many other schools will be more nyira. Now incorporating the same ideas that Meganti are putting in. Yes. Kita yini kelo kere ni St. Mary's College Abohe.
No, anaka mnya akunyi katiti oloni anyira. P.O.
Okay.
Yes.
No,
it is still awobe.
Okay.
Well.
Kita woki wanu ko kere ni uber kere an expert upon ame refilled my education system ame entwero analyzing yung breaking down percentages woki wanu ko bi wucha abe well wanu hichani no tunuko one word for a short commercial break ka uduogo utuduo kere ena ponya me woki wanu ko bi wucha but keep it locked on Unity TV. One political program potia waranyim me analyzing UNEB results 2025.
A center of excellence in quality education. At Churchill, learning goes beyond marks. Our pupils are guided by experience and competent teachers who build confidence, discipline and curiosity, guided by international standards. Our results speak for themselves. Churchill pupils consistently achieve strong first and second grades in national exams with integrity and transition successfully into top secondary schools. We raise well-rounded learners through hands-on skills and nationwide exposure, including computer studies, programs, science, football, dance and public speaking. Is available.
The dusty roads, they tell a tale where stories rise like the morning gale. Market stalls and a beating heart, lyric cities where the dreams all start. A sky so wide, it's an endless blue. The fields so green, they're calling you. Drums, they echo through the town tonight. Lyric city shining like the northern light. Boda, bodas weave through the street. Life's a rhythm you feel in your feet. Neighbors smile, they always greet. Under the sun where hearts compete. From the riverbanks to the sacred trees, the city hums with endless harmonies. Dreams are sown where the stars convene. Leader's legacy lives unseen. Kids are laughing, their spirits free, chasing joy like birds through the breeze. The elders speak of what used to be. Lyra holds our history. A sky so wide, it's an endless blue. The fields so green, they're calling you. Drums, they echo through the town tonight. Lyric city shining like the
It's back, bigger, and with more business opportunities. It's the Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo, Poate 2026, Uganda's flagship tourism event. Poate 2026 will take place from the 21st to the 23rd of May 2026 at the Speak Resort Convention Center, Munyonyo, under the theme Wanderlust. It's your time to thrive. Yes, it's your time to tap into Uganda's renewed optimism and tourism growth. Tourism stakeholders, travel trade partners, and tourism enthusiasts will be part of the Poate 2026. Come and network with like-minded people and unlock new business opportunities. To participate, register at www.poate.co.ug. Poate 2026 is brought to you by Uganda Tourism Board and partners. It's back, bigger, and with more business opportunities. It's the Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo, Poate 2026, Uganda's flagship tourism event. Poate 2026 will take place from the 21st to the 23rd of May 2026 at the Speak Resort Convention Center, Munyonyo, under the theme Wanderlust. It's your time to thrive. Yes, it's your time to tap into Uganda's renewed optimism and tourism growth. Tourism stakeholders, travel trade partners, and tourism enthusiasts will be part of the Poate 2026. Come and network with like-minded people and unlock new business opportunities. To participate, register at www.poate.co.ug. Poate 2026 is brought to you by Uganda Tourism Board and partners.
Kabogos, where are you coming from?
From NSSF.
NSSF? You traveled all the way from Namagudi to get NSSF services. Lekanawe. You walk with the era. NSSF is now everywhere. Come on, I show you.
And the Pakabanda. You can register for NSSF. I'll contribute to your Simate life. Now over deep down in the Marara. Make NSSF payments. No Hala Okubekarangala. NSSF sure is not far. But this Omoro Kuhika Gochido. Enjoy NSSF from where you are.
Access NSSF services right where you live. With over 20,000 quick teller agents across Uganda, now you can conveniently register yourself, make NSSF payment and contributions to your Smart Life account, Jubeda. For more information, call 0800-286-773 or visit www.nssfug.org. This is powered by Quick Teller. NSSF, a better life.
Kabogos, where are you coming from?
From NSSF.
NSSF? You traveled all the way from Namagudi to get NSSF services. Lekanawe. You walk with the era. NSSF is now everywhere. Come on, I show you.
And the Pakabanda. You can register for NSSF. I'll contribute to your Simate life. Now over deep down in the Marara. Make NSSF payments. No Hala Okubekarangala. NSSF sure is not far. But this Omoro Kuhika Gochido. Enjoy NSSF from where you are.
Access NSSF services right where you live. With over 20,000 quick teller agents across Uganda, now you can conveniently register yourself, make NSSF payment and contributions to your Smart Life account, Jubeda. For more information, call 0800-286-773 or visit www.nssfug.org. This is powered by Quick Teller. NSSF, a better life.
Alright, foi do chen da ke hokarapare kumchawa bore di chengmeni na tina no Unity Television tu kede Unity FM 97.7 lira nyabedo Mike ogwal kede my good friend Rita Alobo in the studio. Chalo kobo tie kede an exam teacher ama obedo Ponyme St. Mary's Magdalene Menta says I don't know how to bring it. Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Bad.
How do I call that school?
It is Menta SS,
yes.
St. Mary Magdalene Campus.
Thank you. Well, remember ni ka Unity kiratina ma penyere senior 4 penye no dugutini ni nyo penye mo hokaro teretin wori se Victoria School of Nursing and Midwifery me wot kwano Rome dahatal I Roma malo Victoria School of Nursing and Midwifery tie choke de campus anyen me All Saints University kaini yai VH Public School ite wot by wot the red ite tank dit me pija I wot ateri te nungo de Fort Junction chipichem nungo Victoria School of Nursing and Midwifery tie ye Nyogo Chimbo Director Dr. Isaac Orech Namanota Bira Bira Rio Abongwen Achel Aboro Abongwen Adek Victoria School of Nursing and Midwifery and Kaponyera Bad Mekwano Dakatali Roma Malo and yeno awinyo radio kiri yina maitina no Unity Television. Well, tuna no pen me senior 4 ame odugu tinini. Mirkomi exactly kirango ame grading yen bedo kede pien karo ken ina nyuali tika ditinen no pen tuduogo ento inu ngutieni atino no AABBCC kuriman ngo uneningo I believe ni ngata tikede ngechira aber ti studio kan memi wangeyo kitame tiekede wekwan and interpreting wa yina tedero yina bolquir yina nyual yina tinkwan miringe kita menu tiekede mena menu karopen mena menu yin penye nyope ukaro ya yo mekovni studio tikede apon Thomas Lucky me St. Mary's Magdalene SS Lira aponya duong ujoli studio
po editorial Mike kede Rita po editorial Win Radio kede on TV man an kita me Mike ko kede nya Aliru Lucky Thomas abera point ada abera ponya ditere kira be di komatitirie
okay
apo editorial jodu chuti mo pen kita tia neno kede sofa pen po wara right
okay
mangas there is a samati kede pen kum tia be ilang kan tie ni jotiu karpen dan tiu karpen ile ba maru kede jodu chamo tiu pen ilang kede wak pinga papat me Uganda kan kede jodu chata neno TV man kede winyu wa radio ame tukogoni congratulations for those who made it atawani piratek kede ni pressure beda duong chani dan jot poti kede pressure duong ata kede ni chau kede nyodano petanian kanu B kanu C kap no I nyuda porro ko nyopa porro grading system UNEB petak ritual chalo chukul na mati no kwane ye chukul assessing mi atin pen kene jotero ni na mati tia kwane nyo aponya ye ngeo atin kwana be chukul mi umak chipiera ryo mono mak chame yai chukul mak chino yai kom jamario tigi noramen curriculum kogoni continuous assessment monotimere throughout the lesson. Then we have ginamolwani end of chapter chapter moroni utumokonyo topic hutum jobero kerekare me iberi kerekare me yugi penyorano no
okay
ame ti scenario based me polakare wanwoni real life situation from keto in a situation ame miritam ngamo kele chapter niko
okay
and I mean, one to me you, Marchi, maybe average. Any topics better doing at hata.
Continuous assessment getting on?
End of chapter. End of
chapter, yes.
Yes. Manu me wa 20%. Then yagiki me senior 4, UNEB, tuanu pengi. Manu penya ya about UNEB. Megina ye supervising, gina ye setting, jamedu ya about gi. Manu contributes to 80%. Me wa Marchi pieraboro. One end of cycle. End of cycle no beru makchi pieraboro kitako bukere. So kairibu pieraboro kere piera reo miwa makchi ni achiel.
Ame nyuruni cycle me ole vechani the 3 chapters. Then you say okay, ole vechani the 3 cycles. Continuous assessment, end of chapter kere UNEB
kere end of cycle.
End of cycle.
End of cycle.
That ends the cycle.
Yes, you need a tier for the entire O level. From senior 1 to senior 4. Out of me, that end of cycle.
Maybe before you close that, wake one over about the 20%, 80%. Eto John Yung and one you are Latin and Wahokan you would upon ya bear. A yini me a 20% in i continuous assessment weno kor jama ngo ame beri ye kanu no ama otino wotitimo pian wano bero nene chamo kana ame UNEB chairperson yes obero kobiwa benefits of the new curriculum tekwani wajami mabukanu no jama mawati kwan me o level bero kerekara metemo back in the communities me wano metoniango is it part of the 20% scalings gige jami mawakano yobo liquid soap and maybe kita moti kere chawani kemi nyual niang jama ngo ameti anda continuous assessment kere end of chapter
jama moti no te yubo in the society for shukano mono that is actually a product ingeo chukulu bero ga factory na yubo jo amaya atin bino ame pengeo ginoro miredo amengeo ginoro ate berikare me konyo that community so giname wano assessing as a school at school level school dosho peni kana mana ya yeken obero giname wano luoni competencies tijamu kename poro penya like for example kitame wano to cooperating kere mono wano luoni cooperation
yes
peti kitona me roma assessing kere cooperation unless ka in a class situation emio tichoro aiteneno kitu teno tiati yukereti ititi keda woti or ititi keni we assess you based on that practically ginu kind of critical thinking and problem solving manu ikeli lebe apen ikelo situation ame keratin maybe pe homoro niko iketi nyuiti pe honi nyuiti moningo iteneno kitatino reasoning kere
okay
yes
that is problem solving
mono problem solving then we have creativity and innovation. Kaineno in new curriculum otenuti very creative. Ikarecha nyuano woro mekraming jami. Ginama ponyo kita meno kogo keren kita yimiri choke. Kai deviating at ano yudo itiro.
Okay.
But mani chawani wano neno kita tinti kere creative. Kita tinro innovating ginoro kere. Neni dano don kogo ni otenuti twakpinga papa tia timogiri liquid soap, tia yubugini dustbin, tia yubugini pavers ame wan chelo magdalene daw tia yubu bange ko kani no moro mi nungu ni chaka piri ne no ko
okay
repellents yami duata then communication ti yorario tikita me communicating ame nyuiti choch kere me na nyuiti lokaloa
yes
do show we have to assess at the end of it ojotemi this 20%.
Okay.
Then 20% po me awachel. What me you on a termly basis. Ya chaketam
pimwaka ngwena mati kwa na berikere school.
Mwakario. Yes, pimokario. Chahera actually senior 3. So yini what thing ya teni is senior 3 kitamenti ati mukere jami. Aite assessing on termly basis. Koni term yini in this topic anena teni can cooperate with the fellow learners. Atini is very creative. Atini is very innovative. Okay.
In the new curriculum, the moment atikwa anu tunu kai chini ya dek herodo temo UNEB kwa.
Exactly.
The 20%.
Exactly. UNEB new curriculum chaher actually ame unity senior 3.
Right. Thomas Kederita, we shall get back there. But remember, need for kuberikidwa a line amami you may WhatsApp kiken, line may WhatsApp kiken, anami you can. Yina maiti when you radio, kede nyo itina na wa unity television, iti kede memi you contribution based on wa wana tuti you. Akwan no momo to try line me WhatsApp kiken, you will not be able to call. It is 0787 06 3462. I repeat, 0787 06 3462. Line no inibinuti kire mechualo tammi I WhatsApp alo bere kire kita mechukulu performing kede we shall be able to read here and there. Ento a studio kano tie kede appoint ame obedo exams teacher me exams teacher me St. Mary's Magdalene Girls SS Mono Mentor Schools, still among the mentor schools. Well, Thomas,
yes.
Can you take us through the gradings? Because in all results to Binu, A, B, C, and D. Meneni, amenwa tino porgo. Meneni amenwa tino karo, amerama gama, me utkwane level, okene. Kide, nobody generated meaning.
Miracha kong ekoboni, new curriculum porpetie.
Okay.
mono you never be very clear ni poropetie. Because ngoa menjo tia meti boratin ubero ngoa nena kobocha. Can a teen communicate? Is a teen creative? Is a teen innovative? Is a teen able to do some mathematical computation?
Okay.
A teen won't teach computer. Jama medio assessing eno. Dan gina machela mami tupoyo kong ubero new curriculum me tia kwanyu competition ko. Kireme comparing ni tini regular man nyo atini ti chukulien riek joka riek pen lo jon. Angeo ni ya pola wori ready papa.
Okay.
Dan go babeda tie because iringeo joka ne nyote achato biashara. But away from that, levels of achievement and method and one to make grading at it.
Okay.
Levels of achievement. So T levels are papa. Level na machel jo meu A. And A ni you attempt exceptional or extraordinary. You attempt or achieving competences and then kobucha dushu. Ateno innovating noro or ngeo communicating about ngeo innovating ginoro pe one total ngeo kireme cooperating kire uweremere.
Sharing and associating.
Yes. So ka tino no koketi subject mechura. Nyurni atin romo cooperating kiro uweremere chura. Atin no romo tie kopeho moro ken mo ti mo bay kom chura. Atin no romo ti kire computer. Nyo pod tia involving chura.
Okay.
Yes. Kiratino da romo communicating ilebe chura. Ingeo pola kara jo Canada pengyo na halo kitchen. Because we can keep talking figures, but that is mathematics. Then ka tino no B. Mono wano kona tino ti outstanding.
Okay.
Yo level meriti maru.
It's outstanding.
Is outstanding. Level meriti maru. Kirabe di ngatu no nyo law, nyo end up ti exceptional. Level mahegere ti maru, but moro ti tino kene yate what above yo kene. So ngatu no nyo were above yo kene.
Okay.
Ngatu no B, yuti at a high level. Then ngatu no C, nyo no ginamete. Ginamete curriculum koni nyuti satisfactory. Nyo ginamete no komtia bad. Level D, mono achievement D, obero ginawangu ni basic.
Yes.
I'm over minimum level. Ameka ino minimum level, yurune at least tijamu kena be yini tema achieve. Then atina mono E subject oro. Inyume miringeni NT below minimum. You failed, that child failed to meet the minimum level. So en kita me jo awarding this utino kere. So atinoro kaunu chura yuruni NT outstanding. Kaunu lemon B yuruni NT achieving the high level. Kaunu oketi history no D you atin ti at a minimum level. So kita wanu utimo kere na. Then utino ni dushu your grading end up in results. Tima no can be result 1, result 2, result 3, get result 4. Result 1, you don't have to qualifies to get a certificate. And by qualifying to get a certificate, you at least know D more chair.
Okay.
You meeting that minimum standard or a chair. You come subject sabon when I'm at team. You know D more chair. Kira beda te ono kina bor te nungu dia chel atinu qualifies menu certificate. Da wrong medal level ken.
Okay.
Ka te ono result 2. Monu jama poltie. Mena machel nyo atin peti fully registered. Yeo during registration ti jamu ken wrong misi. Mena mario nyo chao ken po chwalo makchimere. Yeo makchene na kobo 20%. Ka chukul po chwalo result me 20% wangado inuongo result 2. Dan nyo peke certificate.
Okay.
Yes. Then result 3 nyo atin idu for subject habong when you do nyo atin unuongo E.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Nyo failing me meeting the minimum standard.
All right. Adogo Chenbori Thomas, remember in about 5 minutes of breaking for an announcement, announcement wa kwena adonye chawa bore daki hapira degnono eka wano binu mora nyim kede programs wa amenuti live Unity Television entopi ina meti winyu Unity FM 97.7 in about 5 minutes from now. No kwena wa ameni kelo made ching binu donyo kano yore kede yore winyu radio. Man puriti winyu Unity FM kede Unity Television tuneno results me mwaha tutumia rio kede piera riwa beach page machine ngwen ameo katu inuoni atino no A B C D E and E ento nuo ukare level ango mene ni amedonyi level mene kakwene me kwana nyim studio tian Mike Ogal Rita Alobo kede apony Aliru Lucky Thomas St. Mary's Magdalene Girls Senior Secondary School kede mentor SS Lira. Well, in the studio, of two times on no kita merizase no.
Man tuan gumo kemo tino tia usini klam long dogola ya.
It's back, bigger, and with more business opportunities. It's the Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo Poate 2026, Uganda's flagship tourism event. Poate 2026 will take place from the 21st to the 23rd of May 2026 at the Speak Resort Convention Center, Munyonyo, under the theme Wanderlust. It's your time to thrive. Yes, it's your time to tap into Uganda's renewed optimism and tourism growth. Tourism stakeholders, travel trade partners, and tourism enthusiasts will be part of the Poate 2026. Come and network with like-minded people and unlock new business opportunities. To participate, register at www.poate.co.ug. Poate 2026 is brought to you by Uganda Tourism Board and partners.
Mastery-based learning, biblical values, character building, reasoning skills, as well as life.
University, or visit our website at www.eshemen.com or call our office on 0777 230 537. I can assure you, you will not regret.
And Mike Oval Peter and Lobo, Senior 4. And also we are joined by our very hero Thomas Lucky from Menta Senior Secondary School, St. Mary's Magdalene Girls Senior Secondary School in Lira City. Well, apunya duong Lucky, ngatotu penyokane kirango ameromo differentiating kede performance me chukul nyoke chukuli endo tima beto to allow chukuli low bere kede kode results me results me new curriculum kita me niango kede interpretation report ye anyuen no we annual woki
Kwa kauda hanuani new curriculum peo biu me use chukul PM PM for NPM of course not law me bedatie but new curriculum PMP because the main focus is to see ni atini has achieved the competencies.
Okay.
Yes. But ka odwoko ile pashu pete kitora me wan ro chwalo tini chukul te koni chukul du ngo okaro oteno du chukaro chukul du chukaro Uganda loro Any levels ameni na kobucha level A, B, D up to E ni for differentiating chukule ne keri chukule na tinne ne kera tinne because ka koketi biology oteno mia chel chukul la me tikero teno mia chel jodu juno then chukul or teno mia chel jodu juno si petikitora moroko boni oteno dunyo rom at least okoni chukul la menyonu ka numbers utino du rom ko boni gina yengo gina yoti maber.
Okay.
Yes. So kita me wan rote mo kereni chukuli tia ber ubero looking at the percentage number of A's in the subject when calculated based on the number of students.
Okay. Well, Kodoketi in terms of results, the science subjects, the art subjects, do you see some improvement in terms of sciences? Because ikarame okarachon in the all curriculum, no performance in science no tipin to in new curriculum aloha tia be.
Romo ko boni aloha tie dan tia duong. Ai neno ngoa mo tino tia timo. Ya kai wori chukulor keke. Tino ngoa tino tia timo. The projects are mo tino tia timo. Ino ngoni ber. And most of these projects are actually science-based. There is less, although we cannot avoid, tikitora new curriculum, new subjects cooperating with one another. Ido ngoni kaati mo project koroni ake to biology ye, ake to geography ye, like project memo hokar was about the environment. Petikita me environment will leave out the art subjects. Petikita me environment will be alone without the science. But according to the analysis already of the results released, in one science grade, there is some great improvement, especially side Anyira. Yes.
Okay. Rita, I believe inano improvement kita do tikede sciences. Side Anyira. Ame chimuni kada uno ini pane new curriculum. You will be a scientist now.
Mano datin kwa
Mano
OGN.
I'm a very proud product member at senior secondary school.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Gina na very tiny very low. No very low. I don't to venturing into sciences character. Eto Anna Chaloan, I've always loved communication.
Okay.
And here I am doing it. Thanks to Mentor Senior Secondary
Thank you. Mono itigo kere chukuli mentor. Pengyo mera melango college kitu timu kere. I believe ni kine medaki hame pebor. No results melango college. Tie ile kanalera. I believe ni. I will be wa again ni tio tayo penya gwa tutwala.
Kopia ni yino no very entertainment prefect melango college.
Mano kai level menu karishwa maeno bedo entertainment prefect dan tia excelling kuno.
Yeah. No, I don't know better entertainment prefect, but no bedo press president.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know adoro. I know bedo kin karisa melango college. Lokum ketolo hangia melango college.
Kai level 20% ya meeting igulu mera.
Atikire geni nwati igulu. Pia news anwana kwani level la metimalo. Every Monday. The assembly in Wanapano news melemono. Pio tina manakwano ke gilango college ingeo. The press president, Mr. Mike Ogwal, every Monday. Special thanks to my head teacher, Mr. Alfred Okelo, chairman and retired. He did the British Council Kampala.
Anyway, a channel Unity TV, no doubt to watch both Lang College for giving us a very reliable employee. If it wasn't because of Lang College, maybe a brilliant colleague. So it's fine. All thanks to entertainment, and here we are. Jatan and Unity TV, in case you've just joined, man for Unity TV, analyzing results.
But before yeah, I can recognizing some of our prominent all boys, Melango College. We have our boss, Charles Chako, is a product of Lango College, and Yang Oburu, Yogwanguzi. Oburi, Dom, hostel on Yogwanguzi. Charles Chako, congratulations. Mayor Melira City, Mayor.
Mike Lincoln. Congratulations. One people know results at Lango College.
Results Melango College, Tidonga Bear.
Tidonga Bear.
Your result one.
Yes.
Kitamapo you may one young the grading system.
Yeah.
Should we say Lango College this time they'll give C?
No, peana pura tunu mani chawani, and that pura recognizing the product of Lango, the great Lango College alone is the University of the North. So kaini kwani Lango College you are ever proud of, because we have Mayor Melira City Honorable Samatulu, Zanobi, and Oburi Domoloni Brown.
Okay.
The Brown Hostel.
The Mayor of Lira
City. We have government chief whip, Amaworo Majakwirerem, and Oburu Cohen Hostel. We are actually it's a proud product of Lango College. We have so many prominent people. I mean, Yayo Mekovani as Lango College, you are young, Pen Dang Tiawataber. I don't know whether you're in upon Mr. Liro at Ekwane College.
Unfortunately, you're Ramiro Kwane Lao, but you're better water point, get a water police. Atena police joberu would get our so ana beru get a car make one actually one do have one ginger. Okay. Yes. One ginger. I'm a proud hobby of ginger SS and kakira SS. Okay. Very proud.
Thank you.
But Long College will be the first choice.
What you do about Gina make one Long College, unyo chair, Tino Kwane Long College, unyo dang chuari, Nadumo to Kwane Long College. What you don't take on me. Results Melango College, one of me, you can ikimedaki hamepe Paul. Eka une tenge you to better get it.
Comfort your working good at as well. Chairperson made Celestino, Professor Celestino Hobua, where did you go to Canada? Yege Koro, it CBC. I make it to Nikilashi, don't know the Dakaria Katoko. You don't give a cover.
Manu actually go up a kaineno. Kita mo tino penyu kera penyu unyoni papa terti e kai poro kere ame karana wan warrior kwano I worry class atinte penyu something very critical and kai me ogite discussing you sit and watch.
Okay.
If you really listen to the conversation you would appreciate the new curriculum.
Okay.
Yes. Tikitura may come improvement in the way people are thinking as it has improved a lot.
Kare John, especially in government schools.
Yes.
On Ministry of Education complaining to especially which you could implement in remote areas. I believe with CBC, because of very serious, so I believe with this new system, to perform. Though another challenge, copy access, like Professor Celestino has been limited access for students, especially in remote areas, accessing internet. Experience dealing directly every day.
Yes.
To what percentage does the new curriculum require use of internet?
New curriculum requires a lot. From preparation, which is planning, until the end product. There is no way I may show one of the process. Research is very, very important. And katin peromo accessing library, katin peromo accessing internet. Nyurni iti reducing exposure ateno. Jama men mire woti tamo, pieni tama ma tamo ni duit nyuko inu tama ngato ite medo tami. So ka library pe, ka computer petie, chim petie, nyurni ateno will be limited. And not to just try to see what is going to come. Inongoni, schools are made tikere library abesho, schools are made tikere computer, schools are made ye otino would chim as required of the new curriculum. Inongoni they outperform the other schools amenyu pekere. Kai po yulo kere neni ukoboni tichukulu kene. They assess they submit results 20% anena kobucha to UNEB, but new miriti get a computer. But inside that school, new computer petie.
No access to electricity that petie.
New computer mora kira chel or new petie. Access to electricity petie. But those are problems. You know, there is no perfect system. Petty system this one is 100%. But
without challenges.
Yes, challenges are there. So access to internet should not be denied to the learners. But now pehodok iloka network. Tika nukene, we all know Uganda wani. Lao wani dita pelai. Tika nukene me network kom kape yiru yat ni yiru bie network kere nyumu. Nyote limited. Now, pocket do atin woru kere computer mere. Woru kere laptop mere. Tia me to accessing internet network petie. Atina nyura match petie ati munimu. So those challenges are actually part of it.
So should we say there is a special consideration by UNEB when it comes to, let me say the less privileged schools?
UNEB as a body, tijama pola me UNEB release. Pemio wanumio. Kaudog na even in the old curriculum, pola kara marokobo. New curriculum is a new system, poron comparing to the old system. But now kaineno. Curriculum apart, you to know D1, D2, but anaha, you never cover D1 over 90. You over 100%. Take over. So there are issues within UNEB. I mean, it is not supposed to be for public consumption. Just like even in this one. We cannot run away from it. So, ichao keneka itaman badana dana. I feel UNEB tikitora may considering such people. Yes. Because challenges is part of it.
And we can't run away from them.
Yes.
Pijamaton and Unity TV, thank you so much for keeping it locked here. More and more very interesting programs are still coming up. Yeah, can't look for water. Mike, and that here for uni, don't forget to leave your comments in our comment section. They really help a lot to guide us on what you would really love to consume as we bring our services closer to you.
Well, remember new chairman in a team, no the program political hour, no ticket discussion, I'm a period deep to Tralama Beru, Tino men in a tin Chaco Rio, Nahachawa, Angwen, no Tino, no Anna Kedi, wearing a pit tego, Beru Kede, the CEO made the Glowford Uganda, I mean, OTA panel, Beru Kede Speaker, Mayor Leptong District Local Government, Kenneth Owa. CEO me Glowford Dr. Morris Chris Kongom, kede Glowford kede Speaker me Leptong District, Kenneth Owa, studio mele yutam, the topic appeared D212 among the cabinet appointments versus service delivery, Lango sub-region deserving meneni, mana penya appeared dita me when you tam, abedi pien kop me kui utumko. Appointments dong twelve mere dong board president me yero ting wiching di malo ni chim down ni bed minister chim ngadi bed minister dong lango deserving cabinet appointment yanyo lango miro service delivery manu nyamo tama me tie no menetin yik me the political power chako chawario naha angwen me otieno well studio tipurone no kita results do kede ento tunen no kirangwa moromo chako nuongo results from chukula chela chel kita menuo karokene results ukatu kire ento achalo aponyo kogo pen yodu pol yodu chukarko.
Yes.
Do chimuni chawani kita UNEB kelo kire pen in the all curriculum amere hingioni division 1 division 2 cha mero karno dicha atawani do chawani kokom tido bero ka miyo yubatina be
exactly
komani megwa tieni ngoingoni twero do bero pegina pere D212 ento tieni rome puonyere mero woranyim kakare Thomas.
Yes.
You know, in terms of girl child performances Tia beruningo kai comparing kede all curriculum kede curriculum nyen.
Performance ma nyira kai nena bear even first of all the number of students who are registered. Number nyira ichawani law number wobe.
Okay.
We have 52.7% are girls. Then we have only 47.3% of those who registered. Jo actually laha ngweni tutumi piera rio ya bongwen. Enamo penyere. But out of those kind of bear, inongoni number nyirati mad. But digging deep into these results, inongoni anyira tiulo a subject sogo, wobedan tiulo a subject sogo.
Okay.
Generally, quantifying it ni jone ko generally better time. Inongoni by lemono, nenda odongo kogo, ni nyira poti very exceptional.
Yes.
Nyuruni numbers abo jo amonu kitanena kogo ni nyuri ti exceptional. Number you know actually are most of them are actually near. Then we don't get them. There is a way Anyira relates to each other so fast than Wobe.
Okay.
Yes. Tikitorame, and that is why and I prefer a child to go to a single sex school. Piene koporo ni teru heraber we ngadi nena. Achate mugini we attracting this.
Okay.
Everything is forecast. And in Wongoni, St. Mary Magdalene, Comneni Miracobi St. Mary Moroken. In Wongoni performance gear better loyal menoken. Time will tell.
Okay.
Time will tell. Coquette St. Mary, College Abohe, St. Mary's. Again in Nico Boni Magdalene.
Okay, Magdalene.
From St. Mary's or Uganda.
Yes.
When performance is going to improve. It's going to beat so many mixed schools.
Okay.
Yes. So performance generally, Meganyira is improving.
Okay. So now let's do business.
Yeah.
St. Mary's Magdalene. Dogola mega matino go?
Dogola mega mutino. Anaka pangyo chukulo kati chego. Kajwa chego. They are denying the right of education to children. Amepata mone oberugina bear. Ka tintia mitulungu education. Yap dogola.
Okay.
Matthew 7:7 koboni kai knocking. Mirjo yabi.
So in summary,
dogola me admission.
St. Mary's Magdalene strictly pia nyira keken.
Strictly
A level.
Strictly for nyira O and A level.
Tera
wobi mentor SS. Raunungu admission poda raunga mi St. Mary Magdalene.
Okay.
Or raunga mi campus wame Gwambara or campus wame Akoyo.
Okay. Unyoda kemiti utkwan kene teri Lango College.
Yes.
Mono pia wobi keken.
Pia wobi keken.
College. Thank you.
Dio sidang tie.
Okay. See that here. Well, a little bit results. What for me you call chawani. Head of profiling kirameno tiuka tukede ichukule wai laukan. But let me recognize a few yawa moga metie kedwa kirame kare dishu online Unity Television dicheng meni na tin to no results me Uganda Certificate of Education. Okay, Mr. Tim Dickens. Enter no WhatsApp number. It is 0787 06 3462. Okay. I repeat WhatsApp number 0787 06 3462. Okay. Mano bino kokan choro. Agda mocked here, Mr. Kwagala Ellen. Okay. Please help me send an UCE. Okay. I think local results. Neno put ya yellow jawa hotifal. Ona no kirango ameromi code kita memiring di kede bagi results itabino. Nama Taba Madalena. Okay. Mobere Rogers Johnny Donkikan na Hola Medo Petro recognizing Udushu, and as Unity Television, we are here for you.
Ngatula neno kere comment section ni what are they saying? For those watching Unity TV is in Lira City, and today we are analyzing results of UCE as they have been released earlier on from the State House in Nakasero by the Minister of Education, that is Mama Janet Kataham-7.
Thank you. Right, on radio, Radio Kediyina Mete Unity Television, we are here for you. We shall try our best. Memi your results katuke dekani yore, and remember ni schools were may now on record so outstanding. We were petro wheel, memi yungeyo kita menuo chukulo ti merekede, ibe penya metieni. Lover kede kita metie ikonen kong mena me otwaro nuongo kokan ento do duong to 12.
Maybe as you look into that, one job now we must be very proud. Pian machiel kao neno yon curriculum culture. May yomukero best performing students ni man yongo let me say first graders,
Yes.
8 for 8, 9, 10. You realizing nyingi kanudu nutu ya in Northern Uganda kane. Ilang kan kolere work. I mean, you want to be jariya people.
Okay.
You have been contributing a
Well,
lot.
kami results ame anuo kokan. I have received Mentor Senior Secondary School results. Ati musamari mere pien timo kita metikere ni peyot. Well,
maybe Michael,
yes.
What pay final results we know? We'll call work of a short commercial break. How to do yore results be schools and
all right.
TV.
It's back, bigger, and with more business opportunities. It's the Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo, Poate 2026, Uganda's flagship tourism event. Poate 2026 will take place from the 21st to the 23rd of May 2026 at the Speak Resort Convention Center, Munyonyo, under the theme Wanderlust. It's your time to thrive. Yes, it's your time to tap into Uganda's renewed optimism and tourism growth. Tourism stakeholders, travel trade partners, and tourism enthusiasts will be part of the Poate 2026. Come and network with like-minded people and unlock new business opportunities. To participate, register at www.poate.co.ug. Poate 2026 is brought to you by Uganda Tourism Board and partners.
Kabogos, where are you coming from?
From NSSF.
NSSF? You traveled all the way from Namavund to get NSSF services. Lekanawe. You work with the era. NSSF is now everywhere. Come on, I show you.
You can register for NSSF. I'll contribute to your Simate life. Now over deep down in the Barara. Make NSSF payments. No wahala okubeka rangala. NSSF sure is not far. But this tomorrow kuhika gochido. Enjoy NSSF from where you are.
Access NSSF services right where you live. With over 20,000 quick teller agents across Uganda, now you can conveniently register yourself, make NSSF payments and contributions to your Smart Life account, Jubeda. For more information, call 0800-286-773 or visit www.nssfug.org. This is powered by Quick Teller. NSSF, a better life.
Mastery-based learning, biblical values, character building, reasoning skills.
UCC has been in operation for the last 20 years.
When all the other countries were asking us, is it true in Uganda that a wheelbarrow pusher can use a mobile phone?
We were part of a team that was set up by government to study how to establish a converged.
The telecommunications
sector was liberalized in
Government
1996.
created this Universal Access Fund. We've really done quite a lot in terms of accessibility and connectivity.
We want to see ICTs improve all these various sectors of the economy.
Setting up of a toll-free call center, the Rural Community Development Fund, Uganda Film Festival that promotes production of quality local content and talent, and many more.
Too much if I don't know what to treat.
And whose job is that?
I just need something. I just need information. Just something.
The government has liberalized the economy, and we have attracted private investment to over $1 billion over this period. MTN alone has put over $800 million into this economy. And if you add all the rest, we are well above $1 billion of investment.
After liberalization of the telecom sector, commercial operators came on board to replace the monopoly of Uganda Post and Telecommunication. Commercial operators naturally go where they make money. But of course, government has
positions of responsibility impacted by the advancement of ICT in the country. A goal that is being made possible and spearheaded by UCC. This has seen the country migrate from analog to digital in media broadcasting, e-governance, as well as a vast improvement in service delivery.
I think the baby that we produced in 1998 has now become of age, and UCC has performed extremely well as a regulator and has been recognized and ranked both in Africa and the world. We've even won some awards.
The journey was not an easy one because we were the first regulator to be established. And that in itself meant that we didn't have anybody to learn from, or people whom we had to learn from. It was the advanced countries. And so we may have made mistakes in the process of starting, but I think we...
Alright, we radio kile dana metana no Unity Television point uchen remember ni results te udikatu tere ento amena me ami yuko chawani very menta sina secondary school kile okay menta schools monodo ti rest assured okay chawani
That's across St. Mary's,
St. Mary's Magdalene, Menta Guayabara, Menta Koyu campus. So one of the mentor schools, one of the mono results Tioko Hokarami in summary. Remember ni Temitehuni Tera Tini Archbishop Orombi Comprehensive Senior Secondary School, yeah, Tina Wobe Grenira, Metia Nai, you are do Kanueno. Eka Poyunidang St. Mary's Magdalene Girls in a secondary school, Dogala Potituolo, Mea Gama, Tera Tino Kukunu, Atina Nyahono. Eka Pimenta schools mixed. O kide ti akoyo kide bara campuses monodang dogola gidi tuolo kuna wipe wili lango college dogola gida tituolo o kide level. Well, Rita, I think we are about to step out of this place.
Very soon. No, yeah, okay, that will know me a very satisfactory result. That is for Menda Senior Secondary School. Kun put up to Medegamo results schools. Can one of the woda what you may or Melau, you met to Malme Uganda, you may and what a better Apple online. Mani Unity TV results. Okay, Mirunani, Germany, the Shutun Bori services are very delivered. Just right.
Okay. Right. Well, we could akela pon formers a little. Me results performance mementa kitama oberu kede.
Poe ritual when radio kero nen TV my Unity FM kero Unity TV Results mementa kitanina kobo kere petia rach tia berberoro dang chane amatia loki jotia miel pointia miel tin quantia miel jo just celebrating. So ina me choke menta campus or ken you can join us and we celebrate to miel bini konywa miel konywa celebrate.
Joining at Lao College.
Jo atila nget Lao College doing dang poron bino joining one.
I mean menta bini miel la Lao. The Lao College ati maber.
Come celebration no ando cutting across.
Okay.
So kitamata neno ke results mementa akwoyo tentatively utikere espira bish we abongwen e lemono utikere gina para ngwen e CRE utikere geography jo pira ngwen arionu chemistry jo abero no chura amena jo kene tamone take no but chura I mentor schools chura dong yota pelare wano no actually is para chel bi to no gin mia chel apong wen e como teno mia chel piera bor no physics uno gina bishel entrepreneurship uno is aboro and biology uno is gina dek. So kita ma mia kere chawani B dong tia polata tikere gin pira bongwena ngwen ilemono para ngwen CRE pira bongwen nono chemistry mia chelli pira riowi ngwen oh that was chemistry yeah. PE your duchu temo penyo actually no B ngatoke ken po no C po no D po no E. Chura jomia chella bongwen uno B chemistry jomia chella apara dek uno B literature jo apirwa chel entrepreneurship jo pira bisha bero fine art dana chel biology jo pira bero we aboro no B history jo pira bishel beach no B.
So in summary ngatoro por rementa
ngatoro por rementa peti ngatoro no E jo mora nok jo angwen eno no D. So I menta koyo results do chi A B kere C.
All right. Right, our in radio kiri na may beru by television. I believe we are about to sign out of this place. Ento Thomas.
Yes.
Kami idaki ha chel kiken pagde summarizing copy magiki.
Po ritual mic kere win radio unen TV dushu. Ina meti yohiti wenyewa nyuiti nenowa kela tini ichawani nyo cha moro keken during working hours mentor SS Akoyo campus mentor SS Guayabara campus nyo St. Mary Magdalene Girls Secondary School ina meibero nyaho ngeni kabedo tipiri St. Mary Magdalene utikere space romo utikere opuonya me pesho mena me UNEP koboni qualified and motivated teachers facilities waka inena berang tiko maber pola kareka school la don bino lira kanjo tiukere school me St. Mary Magdalene ti barugore ina metikanu mwachateri barugore iromo be te centenary bank anyen iromo bino beo nyim St. Augustine o iromo beo inyim ojuina inongo wa
inyo pen boda morke geni teri St.
Mary Magdalene Girls Secondary School.
All right. Apoy, Rita, at 30 seconds we get out of this place.
Gita ko bapol fe bad bojamo beru kedwa Unity TV chaka na nini wani cha hokere ame yoba me nakasero ti wora nyim releasing money in results. Otu beru ba tunu ko ya giki mere wanu ko yuti kwalti maro Unity TV nyora chelo wipe wili itap notification bell me Unity TV me peken yoba maro ken hama beno under Unity TV yume manen. And don't forget to like, share, and also subscribe and leave your comment there. When you want to call me, you tell me,
thank you, Utieno Chawa Arno Political Hour. Yunen cabinet appointments versus service delivery. Mena melao tia mitapira ditalo. Tino meni na tino beru ki Dr. Maurice Chris Ongom, CEO Glowford Uganda. Speaker Mea Leptong District Local Government. Kenneth Uwa yakina jwa maberu kegi ile Utam Unity Television. Tino meni na tino wanotie poja dongboard producers na James Ronald Abacha. Shadrach Oled Kede Emma. Maybe behind everything. Maybe you Germany word Kitamiro Bekede. Poja dongboard Rita Alobo Kede. Our very special guest. Aliru Thomas Lucky. I'm over point me St. Mary's Magdalene Girls Senior Secondary School. Nyobero Mike. Ogwal Wahorwate. Ichawa Okene. Kuriyika Chalman Man Unity Television. May God bless you and good time.
Do you know when it called love, when two become one, and I felt like a boom in your arms I called home. Do you know when it called love, when two become one, and I felt like a boom in your arms I called home. It feels like paradise when your hands are in mine. It feels like paradise when I drown into your eyes. Like it feels like paradise when your hands are in mine. It feels like paradise when I drown into your eyes. Like a paradise. Do you know when it called love, when two become one, and I felt like a boom in your arms I called home. Do you know when it called love, when two become one, and I felt like a boom in your arms I called home. It feels like